Hey everyone, we're back. I know you missed us. It's been like a week or something since you've seen us. So yeah, I think you're probably due for a dose of the Shower Door Pros. So we're bringing it to you, right at you, in your face, in cyberspace. Hope you guys are doing good. I'm doing great. I was just telling the guys here before we got started, I feel like I'm getting some loose ends tied up. You know how those loose ends are. They're all like, loose and dangling and getting caught in your spokes, stuff like that. I hate that. So yeah, I was kind of trying to get caught up on some stuff and feeling pretty good. So hope you are too. Hey, have you ever been in here in this call? I know you guys have. You're always here. But maybe you're out there and you've never been in here and you'd like to come in. You can do that. If you just click on the link, I posted it in LinkedIn. I also posted it in the Facebook group there on the wall. You can just click on that link, come into the Zoom call, and hang out and chat with us and explore the possibilities. Who knows what might happen? I am often surprised by what happens. Shows up here in the group. So there's that. And yeah, I think I pretty much covered the bases. What's going on out there, you guys?
A lot of the same stuff. How about you guys?
Same old.
Not much new products coming out.
No real new products, huh?
Hey, have you guys ever attended the FHC shower door design or hardware? I think it's a shower door hardware seminar or something. Do you know what I'm talking about? There's one coming up on the 9th.
I've seen something in my inbox about that, but I haven't checked it out.
Is that a webinar?
It's a webinar. Danny does that.
Yeah, I don't know what it's about though. Do you?
Yeah. I did a railing one time, and they just kind of went over some products and what they had and what they offered. I haven't done the shower door design one, but I'm going to try.
If Danny Donahue hosts it, it would be worth it. If you have a need for knowing your specifications, a lot of guys here will say, hey, I got a door that's this big. What size hinges should I use? That's where it's kind of important. I would think, and I would imagine Danny would be the one doing it if that's what it's all about.
It says Ask Danny. I just pulled it up.
Okay, yeah.
It's FHC University shower hardware update webinar. Is what it says.
Credits to architects or something.
Brian, do you know Danny?
I mean, I've talked to him a few times on the phone and email, but I don't know him.
Well worth knowing. Knowing. It's a wealth of knowledge.
He knows his stuff.
Great guy. Yeah.
I'm getting ready to send him an email about some changes that I think they could make to the Showers Online program that would make it better. But
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I know that there have been a few new products that have come out, I don't know, in the last year or so for shower doors. Some new, I know CRL's got some new hinges that are either have just come out or about to come out. I remember seeing at the show last year in Vegas. I don't think they had quite been released yet. So I don't know if there's any update on that out there.
Are you talking about the ones that hide the screws?
Yeah.
The hinges? Yeah, they're out.
They are out. So, I mean, that's something new, I haven't worked with those yet. So, I'd be interested in learning something new. There's something new to learn, But of course, that's CRL, it's not FHC.
Right.
Do you guys use the wall mounts with the offset back plate or the standard back plate with 2 screws on the outside of the door and 2 on the inside? Or do you use the one with the 90-degree flange so all the screws are on the inside?
I do most of that.
Would you say both?
I do. the
Yeah,
opposite. Go ahead.
yeah. No, I was gonna say it just depends on the setup, but typically the majority of the time we use like the fullback, where there's two in the front and then two on the inside, and then depending if I need to push it out a little bit or if it's depending on the reveal, but then I'll use the offsets.
Is there an advantage? I mean, I don't use them at all, but I see them out there. Is there an advantage of one over the other?
No.
Well, the offset one lets you move the door way out to the outside of the opening. I've got one that I'm doing tomorrow, actually, like that, where they wanted to push everything way out to the outside. So, so we're using channel for the fixed panel, and then using those offset hinges for the door, so we can just bring them way out.
So what you're saying is if you used ones with the back plate, the part of the plate that extends on the outside of the shower would have been off the tile.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
All right. I get it.
Or just too close to the edge, I mean, because
Yeah.
you want to leave a little meat there.
Okay.
But yeah, so those are great for that. And there's like one less screw hole to draw, so.
Oh, is there
Right.
three? So
Yeah,
there's
there's
three.
a set of four.
There's three, yeah.
So you don't
I
get,
use those primarily. Yeah.
do you get
the
customers
offsets.
complain that it's a visible screw on the outside? So when the door's in a closed position, they're actually seeing the mounting screws? You ever get that
Never.
complaint?
No.
I've never had that
Never?
so far.
Okay.
Now I'll use the offset top hinge on a pivot because I like them better and it makes more sense because there's more lateral. It's a more lateral arrangement,
Mhm.
and that makes more sense when you open and close the door
Yeah.
than having the post that goes up vertical from the hinge.
Okay.
I
Now,
like-
it's just,
They're more
Yeah.
expensive.
now, does anyone use the back plate that's scalloped out that allows you to get the glass closer to the wall on the hinge side?
The H plate.
That's
Yeah.
difficult.
The H plate, yeah,
I know Brandon loves those.
I like them.
The Pinnacle hinge does that.
These
Well,
bolt.
For years, we used to modify the hinge notch there and do what they call a winged notch. So instead of getting the regular C cut opening on the hinge side, we'd kind of take the top and angle it out and the bottom angle it out. So the glass would go over that back plate and allow it to get to the wall.
I've seen
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And it worked really well.
So I've got one of my competitors that does that.
Yeah.
They'll notch, they'll cut it in deeper so the glass is closer to the wall. But the one I went out and took out today, he had it so tight you couldn't even open the door. I mean, you open the door to the inside, it's sweet.
I wonder why that is. It rubbing?
Yeah, he had it so tight to the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was no clearance between the door and the panel. It was never so tight. I mean, you had no.
Yeah.
no attachment.
But that squeak could happen with any type of hinge.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's just whatever its deductions were.
But then they used one of those infinity drains in the shower,
Yeah.
and the contractor never sloped the floor. To the drain, so now the lady's got to tear it all out and redo it. We got to come in and slope it to the drain and replace all the glass.
Yikes.
Yeah, yikes.
That's never good.
Nope.
Anything new in handles coming out? Anybody see anything different? No.
Nah.
We're due for a new handle.
Yeah, definitely.
Portal
Come on.
seems to have a pretty good lock on all the different types. The
Yeah,
fancy
but-
ones,
I still say that as a group, we could design something really nice and have it made for our group. Could be a standard handle. Be something really different so you're not competing against everybody else that's selling the standard ones.
That would be cool, like the pro handle.
Yeah, yeah, there you
Hey.
go.
There you go. Now you're
But-
talking.
Put enough collective thoughts together, we could come up with something really cool.
We just have to sell enough of them to make it cheap enough to do.
I think
make
in
it,
this,
you know,
in
worth
this
it.
size group, knowing the people that are in here, yeah, we could do it.
There was a company, I think Emerald Shower Door had he had a pretty neat handle designed. And I don't know if he ever did anything with it. He sent me a picture of it one time. See if I can find it. It was like it was almost like an L-shaped C pull. So it came down, your first hole was up top and then it came down and made a 90 and then went kind of perpendicular another 8 inches. So almost like if you took a handle towel bar combo and cut the towel bar down to 8 inches. It was pretty funky looking.
But it still took 2 holes for the glass?
It still took 2 holes, yeah, offset holes.
I was trying to design something that would only take 1 hole in the glass and maybe an elongated hole so it wouldn't spin. It would kind of lock in, especially with downward pressure. It wouldn't go like that. So if you made an elongated slot that you could put in, almost like a door handle in a wooden door, that you can actually put the items right through it, even if it had a larger ring, if it looked good.
Okay.
You go to
Some of the knobs they have are pretty simple, but pretty pretty. I like a knob. I think a knob is attractive on a shower door.
yeah.
I like,
Certain
I
ones
like
are nice.
T handle knob.
T-handle, yeah, you could do that. Or you kind of put the 2 fingers behind it and pull.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
would be pretty cool. Yeah.
I think that would be cool, kind of like a ladder pull, only with just 1 hole.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If you could solve that problem like Bill's saying of it spinning, Oh, there's
I've
something.
done a few like this lately.
Let me see here. Let me spotlight you here for a minute.
Yeah.
Here,
Blow
I
that
don't know
out.
if you can see.
Yeah, I've done some of those.
yeah,
Yeah, I did a few of those too. Those are really nice.
Yeah, they're interesting. It's different.
Okay,
yeah.
so
Oh, that's interesting.
who's got that flat one there? That,
Wow, look at that. That is interesting looking.
This one, Bill?
Show that again, Brian.
Which Brian?
Here it
Oh,
is
yeah,
in
right. All you,
in a
Brian.
miter too.
That's right.
yeah, I like that one, Brian Schwartz. I like that one a lot.
That's
Yeah,
kind
it's
of cool
pretty-
because you could kind of hang a towel in it,
Or a face
Yeah,
cloth.
you-
Yeah.
Yeah, you could throw
Yeah,
a towel over it.
A loofah.
But I got to tell you, your fabricator's got to be spot on
Oh,
with the-
for sure.
with
Yeah.
the hole locations. The problem with that, you can't flip it. So if
Yeah.
you had a problem with your door and you're in the field and you want to flip it, you're kind of hung, right? So if you get something with a single door and you had some kind of a flaw in the bottom or at the top and you want to flip it, make it a bottom, as long as it's not out of square. And if the hole's centered, at least you have that option. Gives you one more chance at it, completing that job, right?
Yeah.
But whoever put up that flat one, I want to know is that a round hole for the mounting or is that a oblong?
That's 2 small holes.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I thought.
2 holes.
2 holes.
All right. See,
And
I
I
don't know
mean-
why it couldn't make that with 1 oblong hole.
Yeah, they probably could. Would it be cheaper to do though? Would it make
Yeah.
sense?
Anytime you're doing 1 hole as opposed to 2, yes.
Even
And
if
probably
Because would machine time be the same?
slightly more. I mean, if you're going in with a water jet, you're cutting and you're just elongating that hole out. But
Right.
if we were to charge a customer, we only charge him for 1 hole, not 2. So it cuts a little bit of the fabrication cost off, which is kind of interesting. I would like to hear from what other guys get on their fabricators. Like everybody buys from somebody differently. And I know some fabricators will charge one amount for a hole up to a certain size. So if you had a receptionist desk with a bigger ring, that hole costs more than a single hole. Other guys charge for out of squares on doors. Other fabricators don't. let me see what else. Notched inside, notched corners. If they have to hand seam it or hand polish it,
Mhm.
then there's a different fee on that.
Or
But-
multiple outages.
Yeah, or multiple outages. Yeah. Do they give you multiple outage fees? So in
Yeah.
other words, are they charging you an out of square per every out of square, everything that's a non-90 degree? So if your door was out an eighth on the handle side and 3/8 on the hinge side, they're charging you for 2 out of squares?
They call it a complex.
And if it's
Good
an elbow,
question.
they're charging more than just a single outage.
If it's a elbow?
For
Or
elbow.
like a K cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a separate charge for me too. It's more than if it were just 2 sides out of square.
It's
Yes,
because
it's
normally
more.
they have to it's because they have to hand polish it.
Right. You
Yeah.
can't put it on the straight line
On a,
edges.
on a double cut, you can't put it on a straight line edge, or they got to hand polish it, so it costs more for that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Those
my
are
average for
difficult,
that is
man.
like 150.
But if you had a single opening, just a single opening, 30 inches wide, you were going to put one panel of glass there on the door, but your handle side was an eighth wider on the bottom, and the hinge side was 3/8 out on the bottom. So your glass is like this, with this side being out more. Do they charge you for 2 out of squares or 1?
I've seen some companies charge for each side, and then I've also seen some companies don't charge for any outages.
Right, right. I see some for 0 outages also.
So
Oldcastle charges.
Interesting.
Oldcastle charges me for 1 outage, or they give me 1 outage at no cost. Second one, they charge me, but it's only like $20.
So
Yeah.
you get
One's
one
free?
for free? Is that what it is?
Yeah, one's free. Yeah, on one piece of glass. So on one piece of glass, if it has 1 outage, they don't charge me. But if it's multiple outages on per glass, then they charge me.
Okay, so are they basing the charge on the glass for the widest side to calculate your square footage on that?
Ah,
Yeah, pretty
Right.
much. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I don't
So
know
it's
if you
really-
guys get into the nitty-gritty of calculating out what the costs are.
They
We-
go to
I
the
do.
next-
well,
we
They
do,
go
because
to-
usually you round to the even numbers. Some vendors add 2 inches all the way
Right.
around your glass as well. So
Yeah, for
Right.
block size. Yep.
for a block
Yeah.
size, right?
I'm looking at
Here-
one
here it's
from
even inch.
Precision, and all they show is an out of square simple and out of square complex, but I don't know what the different charges are. It's not broken down.
Well,
So
see,
like when we-
complex may be 2 sides exact. I think, Steve, that's what
Correct.
they're talking about. Because that
Right.
makes it complex, yes.
Well,
That or a
we-
K cut.
well, Showers Online, they have what do you call it? Once I designed my shower and stuff, I go to an update cost from Oldcastle. I click the button and then I get a price right away from Oldcastle. So it figures all the outages, everything, K cuts, all that stuff for me already. I don't have to worry about it anymore. I don't have
Okay.
to wait for no quotes. It comes right away.
But that's their software and you're ordering from Oldcastle, right?
Yeah, so Showers Online is Oldcastle owns or whatever that company is they own.
Yeah.
So it's all it's their software.
Okay.
So if you're an Oldcastle customer and you don't have Showers Online, you are wasting too much time. I recommend you getting Showers Online because you could get your quote right away and you can order through Showers Online to them directly from Showers Online without having to fax them or email them, cut sheets and stuff. They already have it. It's already in there, and you
So
can
I-
already.
On your out of squares, do they charge you more for an out of square cut if it's patterned glass like rain glass?
No.
No, it's just a fabrication charge, and it's a flat, so it's just a flat fee. Whatever is like, $17 or $19, whatever it is,
Yeah, that's what it is.
and it doesn't matter how big it is or what side it is, whatever. It's just like flat fee.
Yeah, isn't it if it's 3, they charge like a digitizing fee on top of that, if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
I think
did they require a template at that point?
Well, if you're ordering like Adrian says, like straight through Showers Online, it just like it's already digitized. So that's the cool thing about that is it's just like you just hit a button and it goes over to them and they like plug it right into their machines and just start cutting it. So it's like,
Gotcha.
you
Yeah,
get
because I just switched from Showers Online through Oldcastle because we were just having a bunch of issues with pricing and I could never get a straight answer on the fix. So I went to Smart Builder, which apparently made Showers Online, and it does some other back end stuff for me as well that we needed. So that's just, I was just curious. I remember in the past, when I was just sending through just pictures of my sketches and say the door, if it is a single door and it's got outages on 3 sides, they were charging me the extra.
So how are you liking that now, that Smart Builder instead?
It's good. I like it. It's a little bit more, it's got some stuff I'm still getting used to, like more of the back end, like office stuff, processing the orders and just like reconciling and stuff that we weren't doing in the past. So that it takes a little bit getting used to, but I like it. I like, that it's all in one, and I've got all my pricing through Oldcastle still in there that's loaded, which is nice. So
yeah, it does a lot more than just you design your glass. It has a lot of other like office functions and stuff, right?
Yeah, no, it's really nice.
I think Christina's a big fan of the Smart Builder.
Yeah, I saw her video on there when I was going through the demo stages and stuff, and she had a testimonial on there.
Huh, how about that?
A rising star.
Yep.
Oh gosh.
So famous.
You look different with your hair down tonight.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
What's going on, Christina? You sound fun. What's going on?
That's losing their hair, Christina.
Yeah, right.
All right, it's just been a really long day. I hope everyone's having a good week. I hope that everyone is staying busy, and we are just real busy today. We had some walk-in customers, and I don't want to ruin the conversation. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I have a lot of questions for you all.
All right. That's what we were hoping for.
Okay. So we haven't historically had a showroom until we just moved last year, and we built out a showroom. And it's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's great. Customers are loving it. But we have one receptionist, we have one warehouse manager, and we have my dad and I who are in and out trying to do all the other things. So how do you keep somebody that, like, somebody was in the showroom for 2 hours today, and we were scrambling. I mean, one person has to dedicate their entire attention for 2 hours to these
people. Did you serve them lunch?
Gosh, they served me lunch after the time they spent. Goodness gracious.
Did you close the deal?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So it was well worth it no matter how long they stayed, right?
Of course. And I love walk-in customers. It's such a nice, it's instant gratification. It's great. And I love talking to people about shower doors. They have so many questions, and I love being a know-it-all. So it's just the best. But at the same time, I had 6 missed calls. Some people were from guys in the field, from my warehouse manager, from my dad. So it was a lot, a lot going on at one time. So trying to figure that out. How do you guys manage your showrooms?
When you build up, we've gone through the same growing pains, exactly the same thing. So I know exactly what you're dealing with. However, as your showroom gets traction going, you're just going to have a dedicated salesperson for that. And you're still going to have somebody answering the phones. And as you grow more, you get somebody, you can have that phone transferred to somebody else's cell phone so that they can answer it. If your dad was somewhere, he can answer it somewhere else. But my biggest pet peeve is if I go out of my way to go into somebody's showroom and I start talking to somebody, I don't want them leaving me to go answer the phone. I figure those people are sitting at home or wherever they're sitting, they can call back. but I went
Right.
out of my way to go to that showroom. So it would irritate me if you left and say, hang on, and then leave and go answer the phone. I don't know if you feel that way, but sometimes you have to do it. But as a customer, you know, I put myself in the customer's shoes. That irritates me because I went out of my way to go there. But Christina, you'll also find out by taking that time, you'll probably sell upgrades a lot easier. So by them coming in and you explaining the products to them, you're doing yourself a huge favor. You know, it's going to be an easier sale. You could probably get more upgrades because you can educate them while they're there. And the installation will probably go better because you're going to answer 90% of their questions before the installers ever get there.
Yes, and sorry, it's kind of loud in my car, but I agree with everything you're saying. What I loved too is one of our technicians actually stopped by the shop to drop off some paperwork and some other things, and he saw and heard and watched everything that was happening and heard the questions that they were asking. And when they left, our technician was like, "Oh my gosh, they have so many questions," and I was like, "Yeah, you know, every time." With every single customer. So I forget that our installers don't always see that and don't always get that understanding. So it's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But I don't know. Right now we just round robin the phones. Like our warehouse manager answers the phones, or I answer the phones, and our receptionist takes the walk-in. So we do that. But do you guys do appointment only or anything like that? Does anybody do that?
Nope.
We don't do
No.
appointment only currently, but have you considered anything on your website where folks can block out a time, like they can choose a time and then an email is sent in so you can have a dedicated person during that time, and it's very visible on your website that you are doing appointment based in the meantime until you can find someone to fill that need. That's something you can consider, you know, adding to your website.
That's a good idea. Yeah, we could do that.
So Billy, I absolutely love it. That's the perfect solution because now you got somebody dedicated and ready for them, right? So what you've got to find out, Christina, when you had them, did you find out how they even heard about you? Was it a random walking by and I want to go in here? Did they call in advance? How did they find out about you?
Yeah, we've had a few. The people today, actually, we had already spoken with and estimated and seen pictures and talked to before. They just didn't tell us they were coming in and decided to stop by.
Yeah.
Usually we're resolving a marital dispute. That's really what it is. Wife or husband wants one thing, and they need somebody in the showroom to figure it out for them and tell them the right answer. So then we get ourselves in the middle of that a little bit. But yeah, to answer your question, all the time we have people come in from Google, from down the street. They just saw our sign. We had already talked to them, whatever the case may be.
That's the biggest thing is tracking that. What was it that got them to come in, right? See where your money is spent. How did you get them there? Was it a click on Google? Was it they saw your truck and then they clicked on Google, see an article in a magazine, looked you up on Google, and then, you know, decided just to go in? Were they at home and they say, hey, Alexa, give me a shower door company around me? It's really interesting to try and find out how you got that lead and then start tracking it. You know, how many of those did you sell? Are they tire kickers? Is it a good lead?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, that's really getting deep into the weeds, but it's all stuff as you grow and you're putting money into different things. Those are really important questions. Mm-hmm. The way we did it in the very, very beginning is we would take 15 of our previous customers, invite them in for dinner, just to give them a dinner to get feedback. I mean, we know that you have 10 or 12 companies you could have choose. Why did you choose us? What was it about us that you chose? So these are ones that we've already sold and installed, and then we get their feedback. So it was like giving them dinner, get them to meet the rest of the company, give them a tour of the factory, but we really wanted to understand how they selected us and why. You know, were we less price? Was it about price? Was it more about trusting and confidence or word of mouth? And then that's what you focus on for future sales once you get that information.
Yeah. Sure.
So I like where you're going with the doing the showroom and all. You know, there's two trains of thought. There's guys that can do it. Brandon's got a great system set up, and you're doing it all text, and you're not even face to face with the customer until it's installation time, and that works.
We do both. We have showrooms at every location. We have customers that come in. We still have to go out and measure and sell on the job as well. But we can talk to 10 to 15 customers at one time and close them instead of spending 2 hours in a showroom. So we close a lot more jobs that way, but we have the ability to do both. So it's the best of both worlds for us.
Yeah. And you do it very well. Very well. So it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to, I guess it's hard to promote the showroom when it is, you know, to Brandon's point, just talking to one person for 2 hours. But I don't know. At the same time, we invested in a showroom and we're really proud of our products.
So in the 2 hours, were they discussing more than one shower?
No, it was a crescent with a return, and they couldn't figure out where they wanted to put the bench. They didn't know what kind of faucet they wanted. It was like, I mean, I was designing their whole bathroom is what it turned into, but I couldn't just push them off. You know, you can't just do that. So, but that's okay. I ended up.
Can you raise their price? Can you raise their price for your time?
Consulting fee, yeah.
No.
You're gonna have anomalies. You're gonna have anomalies though, that people spend longer in showrooms and stuff like that, and some are fast, some are slower. And then the more people that come in, the more people you talk to in a showroom, employees will get it down, and they'll know how to guide them in the right direction to kind of speed them up on what needs to happen and stuff like that, and push a customer in the right direction.
And make sure they leave you money before they leave.
Yeah.
Their tile was yet. So while we've closed the deal for the most part, we don't have money in our hands. It's verbal. So, I mean, that sucks, but they're not going to go to at this point.
No. Well, you say that. I've seen it go the other way, right? Because you're designing the bench, so now they got to get somebody to, like right now, it's not tiled yet. It's being built, right? And I don't know how many times you've got to run across this. You spend all sorts of time with customers, but come installation, the tile guy is in there and say, hey, I know a guy that can do glass. And I don't know if you've got him. If you want another price, here's a guy. And all of a sudden they go with some guy that's, you know, out of nowhere.
So their guy is a partner of ours. So it's actually fine in that sense. But I did lose a job a couple weeks ago. I'd followed up and they said, oh, we went with somebody that our tile guy recommended. And I said, no problem. Who's your tile guy? And I cold called them today and introduced myself. And he said that he's having problems with his glass guy and that he's going to try us next. So
great job. Great job.
Ties exactly into the conversation last week.
Yep.
Yes.
That's right.
Yep. Great job, Christina. That's what a true salesman would do, right? A job isn't lost. You can still get information out of it. You can still get information. You took the information and acted on it. We go through that with our salesmen all the time. All the time. It's not over with.
Yeah. So,
good job.
Shut up now, but thanks for letting me be on a soapbox for a minute.
That's a big deal going from not having a showroom to having one. I mean, even if it's just a little showroom, it's that, it really stretches you at first because it's like, what do you don't even know what to really expect. And you wonder if people will come in at all. and then they come in and hang out all day, and it's like, oh, now how do I deal with this? Can't really ask somebody to leave. But like, yeah, we've got a customer right now that's like very similar to that, who's we're dealing with on follow-up, it's like asked, comes and asks for a quote. Then, oh, will you quote it this way? Will you quote it that way? Well, what if we did this? What if we did that? Well, I can't picture this. I'm going to come in. So they come into the showroom and hang out, and hang out for an hour or something and talk. And they ask all the same questions they've asked before about everything, get all the same answers they got before. And then, then the next day, there's a message from that guy on follow-up. Same guy. And it's like, hey, whatever. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean, because on the other end of that spectrum is the person who sends you a text. You send them back a text, say it's going to be this much. They say, okay, when can we start?
Yeah.
And that happens so frequently. I mean, it's almost like we owe it. We owe it to somebody to spend an hour holding their hand, because it's like we've closed all these other jobs so quickly. Yeah, so it's just,
it's interesting because I found that, and this is mainly going into people's homes, but some people are lonely. And I think we've talked about this before, but some people just are lonely, and they a widower, and they just simply need somebody to talk to. They don't know it probably themselves, but they end up becoming that person that stays in the showroom for 2 hours because they just can't go home. They just can't, they have to have that interaction. And I try to be sensitive to that when I'm at their home, because I mean, you guys have probably seen this. I've literally seen people, as I'm trying to get out the door, they're literally looking around their house to see if they can find something else to talk about, to bring up. Have you guys seen that?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of that, actually.
Yeah.
I think a big part of our job really is counseling. Definitely. I mean, it's like when you're consulting with somebody, it really is kind of a counseling session, because it's an emotional experience.
And it's a personal experience.
Absolutely. And I mean, especially, a person's bathroom is a pretty intimate area of their house, right? I mean, especially think about their master bathroom. I mean, it's like you're in the heart, of their home. And it's a big deal just to be invited in there. I'm always, kind of cognizant of that, like, wow, I'm in this person's home. I mean, I've been invited into a very kind of an intimate place in this person's life, to help them with something. It's kind of a big deal. And
have you guys ever had a customer call you to tell them their to share their personal problems with you?
Yeah.
I had one the other day called me up and told me the problems they're having with their kid. I'm like, oh, really? I drove an hour and they were not still talking. They were just talking on the phone. I'm just driving. I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm like, what am I supposed to say?
Wow, put them in the shower.
Yeah.
Don't put the kid in the shower, then talk to you.
Put him in
this kid is grown up. He's dating this girl that she doesn't like or approve, and she's calling me about that. I'm like, really? Come on.
Well, what they're telling you, that person's telling you is that you have made an inroad into their life.
I did.
That you have really gained their trust.
Oh, she loves me.
Or they're desperate.
Oh, well, yeah, or both.
She gave me two really good shower doors in her home. They're really, really good. I mean, they were paid really well. Now she wants some glass railing for her upstairs. I'm like, I don't mind doing it, but I just don't want to go because she's a talk, and I don't have time for that. Like, and some of the questions
she may see your family, man. Like, look at how tight knit your family is.
Yeah,
but you gotta understand. I'm a person with no feelings. I have zero feelings.
To the quiet,
Yeah,
dude.
whatever, dude.
Ask my wife. My wife
Cold
tells
as
me
ice.
I
You're
am.
not fooling us,
My
man.
wife tells me I'm a robot. I'm like, I don't have my feelings are like you come with me problems like that. I have no solution. Like
Maybe
suck
she
it
just
up.
thinks you're cuddly, dude. Maybe she just thinks you're cuddly.
Maybe, I don't know.
He looks kind of cuddly.
Sounds
That
like
could
a
be.
job. Sounds like a job for Junior, though.
Probably. Junior's the nice one. He has the feelings.
There you go.
Not me. I'm kind of more like yeah.
That's funny. That's funny.
That is funny.
Yeah, I'm like, they tell me, I'm like, oh God. Okay.
You ever do an installation, the customer sets the chair right outside the bathroom and watches every single thing?
Oh yeah.
They actually put a chair right there
Yeah,
yeah.
a lawn chair, and sat and watched the whole time.
the whole time. Every single thing, every screw, everything.
And then on top of it, then they ask questions throughout the whole process on top of that.
You know, the funny part is it's not so bad when you're installing. It's really a pain when you're measuring to give them that thing, because you might do your drawing wrong or put a size down wrong because they keep interrupting. Especially if
I've
it's a
done that.
complex one. Yeah.
I've always told people that I need to stop the conversation to finish measuring, and then I can talk to you because we'll end up messing up the shower. But someone just told me a story the other day that someone had a camera.
That was
Someone
me.
put a camera on their counter to record them
I have
while they're
that.
installing. And then they moved it out of the way, and they came back in and fixed it because the installers moved it.
That was me.
That's interesting.
On that point, let me ask this. What do you guys do? And I'm sure different people do different things. I've heard all kinds of different ways of going about it. With measure issues, writing down the wrong number, transferring the wrong number. How do some of you guys attack that with, various salespeople on site?
Draw it up on an iPad where they type in the number instead of writing it down, so it's easier, it's more legible. But sometimes it just happens.
There's software out there. We're trying one out right now. And
I used to have a guy wear a GoPro when he measured and record all his measurements so I can go back and watch it to make sure it's measured right.
That's actually a pretty good idea.
He'd show up to the door and knock on the door and had a freaking GoPro on his head as he knocked on the door.
I have got to find it in YouTube. I was scrolling through and somebody did a video on YouTube of how to measure for a shower door. And during that measurement, he made a major mistake. And it's funny. This is like a how-to. If you're going to install your own shower door, you need to take these measurements. And the kid's putting it down. I think the height was 78, but he ended up writing 76 because he was doing all this talking and everything. So as he goes through and he's showing his sizes, he was off by 2 inches. I'll find it. It's still on YouTube. I got to find that.
We're not perfect, but we do have double checks for almost every measurement. Almost. We've been pretty good so far. Pretty good.
Well,
So,
we don't do a
Right,
bad
double
job, but we
checks.
double draw everything.
Yeah.
But you can get in the habit of like, oh, I've already measured. I just, I do it again really quick, and then you still miss. So I'm just, searching out there for, has anybody found something that works really well for them? The digital portion would be great, but I know that's an investment, like, and getting people on that platform and that kind of thing. So we haven't made that jump. We've made, a sheet where everything is kind of built out of our own, but still have occasional errors when it transfers from, handwriting to digital and then to someone else. So
Have you thought about Smart Builder, Billy, the free app?
I was going to suggest that.
the free app, I've looked at Smart Builder
Builder.
several times, but I'm not overly familiar with free app for.
We use the free app, and Christina might know the answer, but it's harder to make a mistake. Anyway, you can definitely make mistakes, but it's definitely harder to make a mistake because you'll know if your outages don't add up to what you thought they were, or especially on the height, it'll be out of tolerance, and it'll force you to at least know that it's out.
You can do showers online too. If you brought an iPad in the field, you can draw it up on showers online, and that helps.
So I'm glad you said that, because I'm considering that right now. I use FHC, and so I do it on Smart Builder at the home, and then I take it back and draw it up and design it on FHC. So are you saying that, Brandon, that you are doing the design while you're at the customer's home?
We used to. We don't anymore. We have templates and drawings that we do on the iPad, and we just draw everything up. Sorry, we draw everything up on an iPad, so it's not, so it's clear and legible. So, and then when we send it back to the shop, it's uploaded and it goes right to the shop immediately, and it gets drawn up on Showers Online. And then we have someone check after it's drawn up. We have someone check the drawing versus the CAD drawing.
On a Smart Builder, you can sync the Smart Glazer to Showers Online. So you gotta, so in Smart Glazer, you gotta go on Showers Online, and you gotta send a code to like email, and you gotta copy that code, and then on Smart Glazer, you gotta fix it, but you can sync it to your Showers Online, and everything goes to that.
Oh, that's sweet. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I do that sometimes, because sometimes it's easier, but yeah, I have a sheet that I do it. Yeah. But yeah, I do. Depends on how I feel. If I have a wall that's really off and I can't figure out the number on one wall, then I'll use Smart Glazer, because it'll tell me the height I need.
It's a good app for given it's free, and given the resources they had when they made it, it's really well done. It does leave several things to be desired. It has some limitations, like rake and things like that. And we just have a lot of notes that we make on our measure sheets that, and you can pre-populate note fields and things that you want. We don't use it right now. I just don't want to train my guys on it yet. I think there are better things coming, but I don't know that for sure. So we'll see.
I figured out how to do a rake, by the way, and I just do it as an outage.
Right.
Oh,
and it actually works.
Yeah,
I don't know why it took me so long to figure it out, but
yeah.
Well, I obviously didn't know, so that's great.
Yeah, just do it as an outage, like an elbow, with a height. Yeah.
That works. Awesome.
Try it.
Okay.
Hey,
worth the price of admission for tonight.
There you go. There's always a gem.
Hey, I got a question. Okay. I have a customer that, I don't know if you guys seen my post. They want to put vents in their showers because they have the steam. I guess they're having a hard time breathing. So I'm gonna put like a louvers on the bottom, so I don't know, to let the steam out. I don't think it's gonna work, but hey, they want it, go for it. I'm not warranting it by no means. I'll warranty the function of the door opening and closing, leaking through the caulking, but besides that, anything else, hey, that's on them. But do you guys know how to draw a vent in the Showers Online and have the glass in it, so I could show them on the 3D.
You have to do it as a blowout. You just do a square cutout and add your cutouts for your clamps, and then you have to draw it up separate and then add the PDF back in to do it that way. They don't have it where you can actually put it in the system. So you got to do it as a big cutout, add your clamps in there, and then on a separate drawing, draw up a transom that fits inside it, and then add it back into your cut sheets to send it over.
Yeah, that's what I did. No, but the customer wants to see a 3D drawing of it. I don't have anything like that. Does anybody have anything like that? I mean,
I got pictures of them. I got a whole bunch of pictures of them done, but not any CAD drawings.
Smart Builder has it. If you want to send me your measurements, I draw it up in Smart Builder and send you a picture.
Really?
If you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does Smart Builder have the 3D option too, where you can show the customer and they could open and close the door and see how it looks before they order it?
Yeah, I can give you like a screencast video of that. if you'd like.
Nice. All right,
Yeah.
because I get because Showers Online gives you a link, and you give that link to your customer, and they pop it up, and then they see it.
I have a question though. Like I read your post and all of the comments and everything, but why are they so hell-bent on having vents on the bottom? The vent, it's not gonna work.
I know. And huh?
It's
try to explain
convection.
it to them. I try to explain it
It's
to them.
convection, so all the hot air goes up and out.
Yeah.
And it's like I explained in my post. If you don't have like your heating and air system in your house, you have a cold air return, so that the air isn't just pushing into your house. It's got to have a place to exit. You have to have an entrance and an exit, because otherwise you're just simply pressurizing the room, or in this case, you're not getting the air flow through it to let the majority of the steam go up and out. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, he's gonna get they're gonna get a commercial shit venter vent. I don't know what they call it. Yeah.
Fart
And
fan.
they're gonna
Exhaust
fart
fan.
Yeah, whatever. That. They're gonna get a commercial one that sucks really well. I'm like, all right.
It sucks.
Yeah, those things suck. Yeah, seriously. So they're gonna get one, and so but they still want the vent. I'm like, all right. I mean, I already got my quote back. I'm gonna send it to them in a little bit, but I told my cat warranty that he was kind of bothered by that, but what can I do? I mean, I know it's not gonna work. Everybody knows that, steam rises, so I don't know. So maybe the vent will I don't know, let some cool air in. I don't know. So I even suggested them putting a ceiling fan in there. Maybe they'll circulate some air. Maybe that will help.
Yeah, that's a new one.
Honestly,
Yeah,
he'd
I
be
know.
better off wearing his own oxygen mask. Just wear a mask and forget the door, because
I know.
that doors can be built just for him, and they sell the house or move.
Yeah,
Nobody else wants it. Why doesn't he just get a little oxygen mask for when he needs it
it's gonna be one of those weirdos. Yeah,
while
I was
you're
like, what the
while
heck?
you're showering?
Tell him to take a bath.
Exactly.
Oh, I don't want to think about that. Yeah. No, but yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the most interesting problem of the day, I'd say.
That's a nice looking unit you put there, Christina.
Thank you. I didn't do it. My dad did, but it's
Nice.
not a novel concept or anything. But I just thought I'd post it because if they like what that looks like or something, maybe they'll have better luck with the vents at the top. But if you've already breached that topic, then there's probably
What I'm more impressed about is not so much the door, the fact that you posted it while driving from your phone. That's pretty impressive.
No, I wasn't driving, to be fair. I was I've been an actor in standstill traffic for the last 20 minutes. Get ready for Atlanta, you guys. It's so fun.
I was gonna say, welcome to Atlanta.
That's why they make the scooters.
Yep. We're gonna have a good time. I've also, speaking of Atlanta and glass build and everything, I think there's gonna be a lot of events and things coming up in the evening times from different people, vendors, suppliers, whatever. So keep your evenings open if you're able to, and can't wait for you guys to come down here.
Nice. This is the last year in Atlanta, isn't it?
It is.
For now, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's going?
Who's
I'm
not
going.
going, right?
Yeah.
I can't make it. I can't
Huh?
make it. Keith's going. Keith and Bryce from our place are going.
You going,
I'm just an
Brendan?
hour and a half from there, but I'm gonna have to stay overnight because I'm gonna want to do stuff each day.
Yeah.
Just because of the group.
I'm deciding last minute. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it, so I'm leaving it till the last minute. So
Oh, I hope you come. I hope you all come. Bill, I know you can't, but I will miss you a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to
same
stay
here.
in town for Bill.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going west. We're actually on that same weekend going to be out where Steve is.
I was gonna say, you coming to California or what? Come on.
No, gotta go to Texas. I also contacted Dustin. He's gonna get us a tour of Waco.
Cool.
Yeah, go see him. He's gonna be around. I don't think he's going to the glass show either.
Well, what's in Waco? Branch Davidian complex?
Yeah.
Not anymore.
I don't know.
All right.
Brian, I don't know if you know Dustin, but he was the glass guy for Fixer Upper with Joanna Gaines. So if you ever
Anderson
seen a show on
Glass.
HGTV, so Anderson Glass is their supplier. And Waco, Joanna Gaines bought this whole complex called the Silos, and they remodeled the whole area there.
Oh, okay.
So that's a big interest for Donna and somebody else that we're bringing out on the trip.
Red and green dot using the butterfly screw.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I didn't hear that.
Tunes, what's going on, Tunes?
Good morning,
What's
sir.
up,
Good
Tunes?
morning.
There he is.
Sir.
The man himself, the legend, Baba
Good
Tunde.
morning.
I like the
Sir.
green light. I like the green light.
I know, man, looks cool.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
You're up late, aren't you? You've been drinking coffee?
Coffee? No.
No
Just
coffee?
wait. No co-
Can't believe we're in August already. It's
All right.
this year's flying by. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Hey, one quick thing about hardware. I know we were talking that earlier, but have you guys seen the Lugano series hinges?
What's it
What's
called?
here?
Lugano?
Yeah, it's CRL though with the screw hole covered, screws covered.
Yeah.
Oh.
So when you open a door, the door raises. So if you want to get a tighter fit on the bottom threshold, you can do it. And when it opens, it raises up about 3/16.
Is it a wall mount or is it a wall mount or is it a pivot?
Yeah, it's a wall mount.
Wall mount. It's both.
It'll do both, right?
Yeah.
So it's
No,
like that's how it centers. It like kind of drops down into center, and that's what holds it on center.
Yeah, I like that for the zero for the flat showers.
Mhm.
People want to use a bath mat, right? So you push the door out and it raises up to get over that bath mat.
Has anybody used them?
No, I have a
No.
set. They just sent me the test for them the other day. I just got them. So because that fabrication is a little bit different, it has a countersunk big screw on the inside to anchor them to the glass instead of the traditional way.
So Brandon, is it pivot or wall mount or both?
So the ones we have are wall mount.
Yeah. So Adrian, you said it's pivot also?
No.
Glass to
It's a
glass.
wall mount. Glass to
Wall
glass.
mount or wall mount, right?
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I was looking for a pivot to do the same. Almost like the old bar type of doors, you know.
Yeah,
have that
saloon
same
doors.
Saloon doors, yeah.
Yeah. That's how they work, huh? Kind of
Same
grounded.
principle, yeah. Only they have a nasty spring. They have a nasty spring to whap you on the way by.
Right.
That hinge is like a toilet partition hinge. Bob would know. If you ever did toilet partitions. You hear me?
Right.
Need subtitles.
Subtitles.
Tim, something's matter with your microphone. I mean, you are just so muffled
I know.
tonight.
I know Tim needs a new microphone.
Well,
Man.
here's yours a
We
headset.
should all pitch in and get him a
Yeah, new
decent
computer too.
get him a decent microphone like one of these right here.
Come on.
Yeah.
I know Rob's on here. Rob, where's the subtitles at?
Over on the Facebook live stream, it's got subtitles.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So, you can always do that.
So what you'd have to do, Chris, is link the live stream on one of these blocks here. So as we're looking, we can read it.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's a 45-second
Wow.
delay though.
Wow.
Is it?
That would be-
Is it really 45 seconds?
Yeah, it's gonna be long. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Is
Well,
that-
Rob
I'm
will
just-
figure it out, make it instantaneous.
Yeah. Rob's
Yeah,
on
I'll
it.
work on it.
Rob's
There you go.
bot. Rob's bot's on it.
I'm becoming the bot myself.
All right. That's right. All right, you guys. Hey, yeah, Brandon, let us know about those hinges once you guys try those out. I'm curious to hear about how they work.
Tell me the name again.
Lugano.
Lugano?
Lugano.
Lugano.
Logano.
Lugano hinge. All right.
Okay.
We're gonna be watching for those.
Sounds
Hi,
good.
everybody.
Hey, does my mic work any better now?
Oh my
Oh, that's
God,
way
yes.
better.
Oh man,
Yeah,
Why don't you-
night and
just
day.
Now
just
that
in
we're
time to say
done,
goodnight.
Let's start over.
Nice.
Let's start
Everything
over.
over.
Leave it connected like that for next week.
I'll find it.
Don't touch
right
it. Leave
there.
it like that.
Hey, before you go, I was trying to tell you, those hinges are like Bobbrick toilet partition hinges.
All right. Yeah.
They do-
Oh, yeah.
They open up and then they go
There you
back.
go.
Yeah, so it makes it because they do lift. They're self-closing without hydraulics, so it's actually a self-closing hinge that's soft close
Yeah.
because of the
gravity.
way the pivot works in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get Danny to make them in a pivot design. And just
Yeah.
have the whole door lift up, it goes down and go right back down.
That would be
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah. We'll get there.
Yes, we will.
All right, guys.
Awesome.
Everybody, see you
Good
next
night.
week.
Yeah.